what I wanna, first that I've always found interesting was Genesis 1 2. We're gonna get to chapter 2 in a second, but let's go back because I forgot about this while I was reading last night. But the earth began, the earth beginning unformed and void, with darkness over the shape of the deep, and the wind from God swept over the water. That verse is just really interesting. Unformed with darkness. So we obviously knew void came first. But darkness. But if you also read through, not once did he even call darkness bad. Even if we go to the next voice, when he separated light, day and night, darkness and light, he said it was good. So, I mean, it's a human thing to think that it's all negative, but it's neither. It's just what people think of darkness. Darkness is literally just the absence of light. Okay. I bored you enough with that. Let's go to Genesis 2:1. The heaven and the earth were finished, and all their array. On the seventh day, God finished the work that had been undertaken, ceasing on the seventh day from doing any of the work. Such is the story of heaven and earth when they were created. When the eternal God made heaven and earth, when no scrub of the field was yet on earth, or no grass of the field have yet sprouted, because the eternal God had not sent rain upon the earth, and there was no human beings to till the soil, but a flow would well up from the earth, and the water or the whole surface of the earth. The eternal God formed a human from soil, blowing into his nostril the breath of life. The human became a living being. The eternal God planted a garden in Eden in the east, and placed there the human in who had been fashioned. And from the garden of the eternal God caused to grow every tree that was pleasing to sight and good for food, with the tree of life in the middle of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and bad.
I won't even pay for that.
Okay.
If we were going to church together, I would have told you.
Yeah, because it'll be on the screen. A river issues from Eden to the garden, and it divides and becomes 4 branches. The name of the first is Pishon. The winds through the whole land of Havilah, where the gold is. The gold of the land, Badalladim, is there, and Lapos Lazuli. The name of the second river is Gihon. The one that winds through the whole of Cush. The name of the third river is Tigris. The water that flows east of Ol, and the fourth is Euphrates. The eternal God settled the human in the Garden of Eden to till it and tend it. And the eternal God commanded the human, saying, of every tree of the garden, and you are free to eat. But as for the tree of good and bad, you must not eat of it, for as soon as you eat of it, you will die. The eternal God said, it is not good for human to be alone. I will make a fitting counterpart for him. And the eternal God formed out of the earth all the wild beasts and all the birds of the sky, and brought them to the human to see what he would call them. And whatever the human called each living thing, that would be its name. And the human gave names to all the cattle and all the birds of the sky, and to all the wild beasts. But no fitting counterpart for the human was found. So the eternal God cast a deep sleep upon the human, and while he slept, God took one of his sides and closed up the flesh, and that sight, and the eternal God fashioned in the side that had been taken from the human into a woman, bringing her to the human. The human said, This one at least is bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. This one shall be called woman, for from man she was taken. Hence a man leaves his father and mother and clings to his wife, so that they can become one flesh. The two of them were naked, and his wife, yet they felt no shame. And so, there's one thing I want to talk about. So, the Garden of Eden, the tree of life and bad. Like, everyone knows the story. So, we're going to read it when I get a chance. But, maybe not, the tree was an actual tree. But I think it symbolizes more the loss of his innocence, or the knowledge that changes you. Because people, I'm pretty sure you have witnessed this in your own lives, but some knowledge shifts your whole perspective on how life is and how it isn't. And it's a mental shift, meaning the old you died in that moment. It may not even, I don't even think it will be considered a spiritual death, but a shift. once you know this kind of knowledge, you will never be who you once was. And another thing is right here when Adam was naming the creatures. I think this also symbolizes the importance of speech and how one talks and reacts, because words are very powerful. You can, if you keep doing, it may be mostly psychology, who knows, but if you keep projecting bad things, more bad things are going to happen. If you look on the positive, you'll be constantly looking for more positive things. Alright. Yeah, I think that's it for chapter 2. Okay, I gotta get back to work. Bye.